Hey everybody, it's me, Allison. I play trombone. And welcome back to my channel. So recently my channel has gotten over 100 subscribers, which I am pretty happy about. I know that this is a very niche channel, very specific. I do one thing only. And so I'm really glad to see that there are a lot of folks who love trombone music as much as I do. And I'm really glad you guys are enjoying what I make. I enjoy making these things. That's why I made this channel. But it really is nice to see that other people are enjoying it too. Especially because the music that I make, at least for me, is so good. Not my versions. I don't mean that. But the original music is so good anyway. And so if I can bring that music to people who haven't heard it before, that really, really gets me excited. So thank you very, very much for supporting my channel. I really, really appreciate you. So for today, I wanted to do something slightly different. I want to show you just a little bit of my process, kind of how I make these things. So as you can see right now, I'm just kind of chilling out, sort of gather my thoughts before I kind of get going on this thing. It's actually quite cold today. I've got my blanket, got my actual winter wear back out for actual maybe winter. So my plan today is to kind of get started on some transcription, and hopefully at the end of this video I'm going to show you the final product. This is the theme song for Donald Duck from the 40s, which I like very much. Word of warning, to be on the safe side, I'm not gonna be able to play much or any of the original audio. We are not touching that with a 100-foot pole. I love Disney, but I'm scared of Disney, so we're not playing that game. Covers are a little bit different, but the original music, I ain't touching that. So it's gonna be a little musicless sort of for a little while, and then at the end you'll see the final product. So let's get arranging. Fun story. So my awesome tech setup, I have my camera sitting on top of my speaker, sitting on top of a Pond's cold cream jar in this really ridiculous totem pole arrangement, and I'm going to take a picture of that because that's hilarious. Perfect. My lighting is just so freaking just bleh. Bleh. So I think I'm recording now. I've never done this before, so this is super great. So I very aptly named this Donald Duck theme songs. Who needs grammar? Nobody. I've got 6 parts here, and I've got a drum set. I have no idea if I'm going to use any or all of these or not, but I like to be prepared. So what I do is usually I'll take the trombone 6 part. We're just going to get rid of that name because I think that is silly. And I'm going to go ahead and name this bass trombone. Now, as you may know, none of my parts are really bass trombone because I'm not really a bass trombone player, but I like to call it the bass trombone because this is going to have the bass voice in our arrangement. They're going to have basically the foundation notes that we need for our chords. So I like to just name it that so that I kind of know where if I'm looking for what chord something is or what the bass notes are going to be, this is the part I'm going to look at. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Boom. And now we do some transcription. So let's see what we have here. So we got some weird rhythmy things going on. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we've got some, not that you can hear it, we've got some trumpety things going on here. I believe this is gonna be cut time, and so the half note's about 80. I think I have to tap out the tempo here. There we go, that's a little too low. And then I'm just kind of taking this melody and just sort of typing it out as I hear it in my mind. This isn't so bad. It's basically just a C chord. Da, da, da. And then we got some ties here. And then it does some chromatic thing. And those notes are all wrong, so we're going to fix those really quick. The last note I remember was an E natural. And I remember it's a chromatic thing. We want to make sure we do our ties. Now, I think this is a very swing type of song. So swing is the feel for jazz. It makes one note a little bit longer than the other. Da, do, da, do, da. Think Glenn Miller, big band type of stuff. And in jazz music, you have these ties linking these notes together. We want to make sure to put those in now because I'm going to forget later and then it's going to sound like poop and I'm going to go, why? It's like code, right? Trying to find your bug in your code. All right, so we're going to look at this. Dee da da. Dee da do da dee do da dee do da do da. And basically you can see it's a pattern, right? It's just the same thing like 3 times. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and get our swing written somewhere on this score because if I don't do it now, I will forget and it's gonna be bad. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. So that's pretty good, and I'm gonna listen to the intro one more time. So I hear some half notes going on. We're gonna put it in the 4th part for now until I figure out what I want to do with it. I think I have to listen to it again though, make sure they're right. Okay, and then it sounds like there's some quarter notes here. Something like this. That sounds real good. Now we've got some. This is very ambitious, you guys, because we've got some woodwind stuff going on. We've got some flutes and clarinets, and they are doing what sound very much like trills. So usually when you have an instrument with keys, trumpet, flute, clarinet, what have you, you have keys where you can just go. And with trombone, it's obviously not that simple. We have a slide. So we do a lot of lip trills, which is just using your lips to flip between 2 notes a lot. They're very fun to do. They're very hard to do, but we're going to be ambitious today, you guys, and we're going to put them in anyway because I can. Now, I never said I'd play them, but we'll put them in for now. Those are really rapid fire trilling. My goodness. Okay, let's see what else we got. Okay, so then we're going to write some quarter notes in here. I think I hear... So we have something like this first half of the measure here. I'm trying to keep a lot of the bass notes kind of the actual root of the chord. So we've got some A's. This is going to be an A minor. I believe this is a, in chord speak, this is a minor 6. If you've ever heard Hallelujah, that song, it talks about the, you know, the 4th, the 5th, the major lift, minor 6 stuff. That's basically what this is. So we've got a minor 6 chord, that's A minor, and then it's going to jump down to an F, that's going to be a major 4 chord, which is F major. And then I don't actually know what this is. I'm going to have to listen to this again. I could be wrong. But here, I think this is going to be a D chord. Even though this is an F sharp, I think the chord is actually D, which is going to be a major 2, which is kind of weird. And then you go to a G chord, which is a 5 chord in the C scale. So basically, I get my melody going, see what I'm working with. I pick out what other parts I can just right off the bat, just to sort of see what I can hear. And then I get the bass line going, and I really try to get into the nitty gritty of the structure, like what chords they are and what the progression is, what if it's an A chord or a C chord or a G chord or something like that. And then I can sort of build off of that. That's going to sort of influence what my other parts do. We're going to go, it's not complete at all. We're going to go forward just a little bit though. I kind of want to do a bit more melody wise. I think that would be quite nice. So we're just going to write a few things here. Okay, so we've written sort of kind of a melody here, and I'm going to go back now and I will listen to the original recording. I'm going to make sure that's pretty much what it's supposed to sound like. That really is what it sounds like. Okay, so that's news to me. Okay, so it's just straight down the line. By the way, I know I am cheating just a little bit. I do have what you might call perfect pitch-ish. Not absolute pitch, but perfect enough for my uses. So I don't really have to count up to notes or anything like that. And I'm very happy for this because if I did, I wouldn't be doing this ever. Okay, we're going to do this. You're going to be the high part now. What? No! 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 Okay. It's fine. So this is actually really hard. Again, each chord has like 6 notes in it, and they're all really, really close together, and they're all chords. It's just trying to figure out what voice is doing what. Like if you stopped it on one note, I could tell you, okay, it's a C, A, G, E, something, but I can't tell which line is what line. So like what line is this one guy singing, or what line is this one woman singing? That's really tough for me right now. I just need more coffee. Okay, so now that I've heard a bit of the melody, again, this is nowhere near complete, I think I kind of have an idea of how the arrangement is going to go now that I can see sort of the structure of the song. So we've got our chorus, kind of our barbershop quartet trio, whatever. They're singing the melody. They have the melody and or harmonies that have the same rhythm as the melody that are acting as a support. Then you've got your sort of bass line, bass happening things, and then you're going to have another supporting role, which seems to be like the trumpets that sort of jump in every now and then, boo-bap or boo-dap, something like that. So it's basically going to be split now into 3 kind of factions. I may end up adding 1 or 2 more parts if I need to, but as of right now, looks like maybe 6 should be able to do it. So we're going to have our melody group, and we're going to have our bass group, and then we're going to have our support group, namely trumpet parts or other jumping in little licks and stuff like that. Yeah, I like that idea. Good job, me. I got this. Ah, I see. So that's basically how transcription goes for me. A lot of the time will do the melody first because I know the melody in and out like most people. So I kind of get that sort of foundation. And then I like to move to, again, what parts I can pick up right away. And then I'll kind of go in and do some bass lines, some bass parts. And then finally, as I go along, as I just did, I sort of look at the overall structure of the piece or song and sort of what's happening overall. So we have like our melody group, we have our bass group, we have our auxiliary group, our support group, our backing group, whatever you want to call it. And then I kind of go from there. So I think from now I am going to just dig in and see if I can finish the rest of this today. I think it's about a 30-second piece, so I think I can do it. And then hopefully at the end of this, I'm going to show you the final product. Yeah, so I will see you later on. Yeah, you're so nice. Oh, you're so great. Okay, I have to end now. Okay, bye. Bye. Don't bite that, no. Hi, so I'm here using the natural lighting of my window to make me look real good. I bet you wonder why I'm actually so close to my camera, and that's because I'm hiding the disaster, which is my living space. So please enjoy my big ol' honking face. So today I'm just going to be doing a lot of recording for Donald Duck, and I've got my mouthpiece here, and I'll be channeling my inner anger doing some sounds for Donald Duck. So we're going to take a look at that here in just a second. One of those is fine, right? I'm warmed up and ready to go. So in case you didn't notice the startling crystal clarity of these videos, I'm filming on my phone, which is definitely top of the line. Actually, though, I can't film me actually recording some of this stuff. I use my phone as my metronome, and I've got one earbud in that's giving me the tempo as I do this, since I'm playing by myself with no friends. So I'm gonna go ahead and record some of those parts now. Maybe at the end I'll go ahead and maybe try 1 or 2 just sort of without a metronome, but for now, recording time. So I played for like 2 minutes. I did like 500 reps of the same exact trills over and over. I think I got maybe 2 takes that had both trills in them kind of happening at the right time. So honestly, I'm going to be thankful that I even got that many, and I'm just going to put them in and it's going to sound awesome, hopefully. So anyway, I'm going to finish recording part 3 and I'll be done. Okay, so I'm done recording, and then my next step is to put everything on the computer. I've got it in GarageBand. I'm gonna put it all together and see what it sounds like, and I'm gonna show you that here in 3, 2, 1. Okay, and this is my very lovely setup. This is GarageBand. You can see I've got a whole bunch of parts going on right now, and basically I take all my recordings, I put them in here, and then I time them all up, and I get my good soundy effects on them, and then it'll be ready to film. So yeah, that's it. And that's it, I think. So I film, and then I take all the footage, put it on the computer, I edit it, I make a YouTube video, I upload the YouTube video, and then I share the tar out of it, and then I just bother people until they watch it. And that's it. If you're still here from the start of this video, I applaud you because you are awesome. And if you just clicked to see the performance, you know what? You're still awesome. I am just over the moon that you took some time to check out some of my content. I really, 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 really appreciate you. Thank you so, so, so much. And I really hope you enjoyed the performance. Anything else? If you have any questions about anything I've shown you today about how I make these things, feel free to send me an email, or I'm on Twitter. You can leave a comment under this video or any other video. I check my videos all the time because I'm not obsessed. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe if you want to. Thank you so much for stopping by. I really, really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Donald Duck shirt. So when I buy a shirt, I want my full money's worth. That's why Donald covers the entire shirt. Worth it.